Hello there, and welcome back to data analysis in Excel. Um, Last class we looked at an introduction to conditional statistics. We looked at the fact that you have conditional additions and conditional counting. We also have conditional averages, but we rarely actually use that. But we'll see if we can jump in um, to that. In this class, we're going to look at examples of where sum if and count if cannot work, where we have to use sum ifs and count ifs, right? And we are going to, the first one is a simple example. We're just going to create a total revenue by product. We're going to create total revenue by customer, and we're going to create total revenue cross tab with product on rows and customer on columns. So here is the simple data set. You have customer and you have the product and you have the revenue from that product, from that customer. So Yinka bought Gala and we got a revenue of 200. Dayo bought soft drink and we got a revenue of 200, right? Sarah bought bottled water and we got a revenue of 100, and we have all these transactions like that. And I want to summarize this data and say, what is the total revenue for each product? And how many times did we sell each product? Then we're also calculating revenue as a percentage of total. Once I do this once, you will see that to create this other one and two will probably be very easy. So in this case, the first we're going to use this space here for our analysis, right? Just so we're close to the data and we're working with the data closely. Okay, so we want to create the first task is to create a total revenue by product report. So I need a unique list of the products, right? And then I want to calculate the total revenue, just call it revenue of the product. And then I want to calculate the frequency of the product, which is I'm going to have to count how many times that product occurred here, right? And then we're also going to calculate revenue as a percentage of total, which is for each product, what's the revenue value as a percentage of total revenue. And of course, we know that we have a check in the sense that my total revenue must be equal to the sum of all these numbers, which is 3250. Whatever I get as my total revenue here must be that same value. So just like within the last class, I need to have a unique list of products. So I can copy and paste here. Obviously, you know that we can use the unique formula, but using the unique formula requires you to understand some more features of dynamic arrays in Excel, which is beyond the scope of this course. So we look forward to another course that would explain dynamic arrays well in Excel. So first step, I'm going to copy the list of all the products into a new cell, and then of course I have to remove duplicates. So I can press Alt AM, escape. Sorry, you can either go to data and click on this or Alt AM. All right, so I can see just one column, so I can just press OK. Here are the unique values for products. So in this range, the only product that I have here is Gala, soft drink, and bottled water. Notice that if there is a new product, I need to add that product to my summary. If not, my total will not tie. Okay, so I can just come here, Control X to cut, come here and enter to paste. Of course, I don't need this anymore, so I can copy an empty cell and paste on it. Okay, so I have my unique list of products. Under this, I can type total. Now, the first thing I need to do is to calculate the revenue for each product. So I'm taking the sum of this, but this is the criteria. So that I can use my sum ifs equals SUMIFS tab. The first argument you can see is the sum range, which is which range do I want to sum up? I want to sum up the revenue range. So I'm going to click on this and Control Shift down, right? Control Shift down is how you select an entire range. So that's my sum range, meaning Excel, please sum up the values here, right? But I need to freeze this because I'm copying this formula down. So I press F4 to lock it, comma, criteria range 1. In this case, I have just one criteria because it's just products. So I have to select, notice that it's a range as well. So products, I have to select this range for products and press F4 again to lock it. Note that your sum range and your criteria range must be this exact same dimension. If you have 10 rows here, you must have 10 rows here. You can't have a sum range like this and a criteria range like this. No, it won't work. It has to be exactly the same proportion. So your sum range is where you want to add up. Your criteria range is where you want to filter. Then comma. After that, my criteria. So in this range of products, I need to filter for gala. When I copy this formula down, the filter will move. I will now be filtering for soft drinks. When I copy it down again, I will now be filtering for bottled water. That's why I can close my parentheses, control, enter. And I can see that gala, I have a revenue of 1,300. This is gala. I'm holding control and I'm selecting. This is gala. This is gala. This is gala. All these are gala. Okay, we have two more galas here. And if I come here, I can see that my total revenue is truly 1,300. So basically, what this formula is doing here, double click to go in Excel, go and add up revenue, but check where the product is equal to the criteria of gala. And that's all. I can click and drag. Come here, alt equals, and that gives me a total of 325, which I can see from here is actually my total revenue. I can do the same thing for frequency. I just need to count how many times did I sell gala, how many times did I sell soft drinks, and because of that, I can say equals count ifs tab. My criteria range is this. I'm going to select this, control shift down to select the entire thing. F4 to lock it because I'm copying down, comma, criteria 1 is this. So I'm asking Excel, in this range, how many times does gala sausage occur? Once I close this, control enter, I can see that it occurs 9 times. I can click and drag down and I can see that soft drink, we sold soft drink 7 times, we sold bottled water 6 times. I can come here, I can either alt equals or I can click and drag. So I can see that I have a total of 22 transactions. 9 of them were gala, 7 were soft drink, 6 were bottled water. And if I select this range, I can see that I have 22 rows in this range. Finally, to calculate revenue as a percentage of the total, of course, I can take the revenue value and divide it by the total. Remember again, I'm copying this cell down. So I need to freeze this guy here. So I press F4 to lock it, control and enter. This is not a percentage. I want it to be in percentage. So I can either go to home and click on this, or I can control 1 and click on percentage. But the fastest way for me is to use control shift 5. I can click and drag down and I can see here that my most popular product basically is gala, followed by soft drink, then followed by bottled water. Okay, so of course I need to format my totals, select the total, control B to make it bold, go to, now another thing I should quickly note is that you can see I have some things here in my quick access toolbar. These are the things I use the most, right? So for instance, if I this is my my borders. If I come here, this same value here, this same command here rather, I can see it here. If I want my left and right align to be here, I just need to right click on it and I can see add to quick access toolbar, and here I have it here, right? But I don't need it, so I can right click and remove. So instead of me to go to home, I already have it here. I can just click on this. I want top and tick bottom, and just like that, I'll be able to create a very nice looking report that shows the product, the revenue for each product, and the frequency of times that the product was sold. Now, this is just a simple data of just 22 lines. You could easily have a data of close to 100,000 lines. You know, the same idea follows. It's the same idea follows basically, right? So let's look at the second example. We say to create a total revenue by customer reports. Find the frequency of each customer and calculate the revenue as a percentage of total. We'll look at this example in the next class. Thank you.